All right, what's up, guys? Hard Takes MMA here, coming to you to talk about UFC Fight Night Houston, Strickland versus Hernandez. Pretty run-of-the-mill fight night card. Got a lot of good fights, some okay fights, some fights with bad matchmaking. Super exciting main event. One of the better fight night cards coming up. One of the main events I've been the most excited for. We're going to give you all of my picks for the main card, reasons for it, just breakdowns of all the fighters on it, and the official Degeneracy Parlay. So without any further ado, let's get started with the first fight on the main card. All right, first fight on the card, we have Michel Pereira versus Zachary Reese. Now, I think on paper, Michel Pereira should win this easily. I think he's a more skilled fighter. I think he's a more technical striker. I think he's a way more dynamic striker, way more athletic. He's going to get Zachary Reese, who's got okay takedowns. He has okay boxing, a pretty good ground game. I just think at this point in his career, I think Michel Pereira, I don't think he has much confidence. I think he's kind of a shell who he used to be. I think he's just too scared to hit the gas. And I think if Reese goes in there, causes chaos, keeps pressure on him, I don't think Michel Pereira has the mindset right now at this point in his career to stay in there. I think that Reese is going to go in there. I think he's going to get it done, and he's going to get a ranking that I really don't think he should get. You know, I'm rooting for Pereira. I really hope Pereira wins. But son, I just feel like Reese is going to get it. So I'm picking Reese. I think he's going to go in there. I think they're both going to come out looking unimpressive. All right, guys, if you can't tell by the fact that I'm in different clothes, this was recorded post-recording, I guess. No, while after I edited the video, it came out that that Cole pulled out of the Jacoby Smith fight. But Jacoby Smith does have a new opponent. And let me tell you what, I'm actually tapped in with this one. That's right. Josiah, the muscle hamster Harrell, is stepping in on short notice to fight Jacoby Smith. And the reason I'm tapped in is because he's kind of from my area. Now, I use that term loosely. He's about an hour away from me, but I followed him for a while. I followed his gym for a while. And I know about him and his style, so let me put y'all on game. He is an undefeated fighter, as well as Jacoby Smith. I think he was supposed to make his UFC debut a couple of years ago, but he had a medical thing come up. But it's been cleared up now. He's cool. He's fighting again. He's still undefeated. And let me tell you how he matches up against Jacoby Smith. So, we know Jacoby Smith's style. He's explosive. He hits hard. He's going to explode in takedowns. He's going to take you down. He's going to beat the fuck out of you. Now, Josiah, he is a big Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. He has explosive takedowns himself. He's comfortable off his back. He has good submissions. He has good ground and pound. I don't think he's as clean of a striker. I don't think he's as strong or as fast as Jacoby Smith. But I think this is a more interesting fight than people are going to give him credit for, you know? I think people are going to immediately write him off. But we saw what happened to Malcolm Wellmaker. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm still leaning Jacoby Smith, but I'm going to be rooting for my boy. And I think if Jacoby Smith gets a little too comfortable with the top pressure, starts laying on some ground and pound, I think it's possible he loses submission and gets caught in a spot where he doesn't want to be. If Josiah wins, I'm going to be telling y'all I told you so. And if he loses, you know, I just hope he gets another shot for real. Hope he gets a full camp for his UFC debut. I hope he stays signed. Hope this isn't a one-time deal for him. But I'm definitely going to be rooting for him. I'm sure Jacoby Smith is like a minus 1,200 favorite. I don't think the betting odds have updated yet. So I'd leave this one off the parlay. If you're super confident in Jacoby Smith, if that's your guy, then go for it. But I'm telling y'all right now, his chances to win aren't as big as you think. All right, next fight on the card, we have Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delije. And I think Ante Delije is going to do bad things to Sergey. Obviously, they're both coming off a loss to Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think Delije should have won, though. There's a lot of controversy with the ref called a standing TKO. But then they said it was an eye poke, and he took the standing TKO back. So Delije's win got taken back. WCA got 5 minutes to recover. Then he goes in there and he knocked him out. Obviously, Delije just emptied the gas going for the finish. So that whole thing was a mess. I think Sergey's a step down in competition for him. I think Sergey's coming into every fight more and more out of shape. I think Delije is going to go in there and I think he's going to knock him out in the first round. I think if Sergey can get past the first round, this is going to be a boring heavyweight slugfest decision. But either way, I think Delije goes in there and I think he's going to get it done. I'm not going to say good because none of the heavyweights really look good when they win, but it's going to be a decisive win for him. All right, next up on the card, we have the classic gatekeeper match in Costa versus Ige. So the question is, do I think Costa can pass the Dan Ige test? And I'm going to say, yeah, I think he gets it done. Obviously, at this point, we know who Danny Gay is. He's tough. He's durable. But he's a gatekeeper. And I feel like he's kind of accepted that gatekeeper role. He didn't look very impressive in his last fight against Patricio Pitbull. Losing to Patricio Pitbull in 2025 is insane. And obviously, he's going against Costa, who's younger, faster, arguably fighter of the year last year. He had 4 wins, 4 exciting fights. He was pushing the pace. He was high action. I think it looks better every time he goes out there. I think he's going to go in there, and I think he's going to get this done easily. I think it's going to be by decision. I can even see him winning all 3 rounds. Most significant strikes for sure. Put that one on the parlay. I think it's the biggest lock of the card. Give me Costa by decision. Or Costa money line. Maybe he gets it done. But I think it's going to be Costa by decision. All right, guys, onto the co-main event. And I think this one is horrible. I think the matchmaking is horrible. I don't know who picked this fight. I do know it was fucking Hunter Campbell. I don't know why he picked this fight. We're going to talk about it. We have Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic. And I think the matchmaking on this one is horrible. I don't hate seeing Jeff Neal in a co-main event on a fight night. That's whatever. I like Jeff Neal. What I hate is seeing Uros Medic get a ranked fight in a co-main event. Obviously, he's coming off a pretty good win. He has 2-fight win streak. But there's not 1, but 2 fighters on the prelims who are also on win streaks that have beat him. Beat him by finish. Soriano beat him in the first round, and he's fighting an unranked fighter in the prelims, while Medic's getting a ranked fight. It makes no sense at all, but, it's going to happen. Nothing we can do about it, so I'm just going to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about how Jeff Neal is going to go in there, and he's going to make this one look easy. Obviously, he's coming off a brutal knockout from Carlos Prates. So maybe his chin's not going to be all the way there. I think it will be. I think his chin's going to be fine. And I don't even think Medic is skilled enough to land a good shot on him. Neal is faster. He has a longer reach. He has better boxing. I think Neal's going to go in there, and I think he's going to knock out Medic, who has shown to be pretty chinny. So I think Neal going to make it look easy, and I think he should be a bigger betting favorite than he is. All right, now we got the main event. We have Captain America Sean Strickland versus my boy, Fluffy Hernandez. And yes, I said we are winning this fight. I'll admit, I'm biased. I'm super biased. But I really don't see a world where Sean Strickland can get this done. And we know who Sean Strickland is at this point in his career. He's going to get in the mic and he's be like, I want to go out there, we're going to have a war, and I'm going to fight and die for you guys. And then he's going to jab, and he's going to teep, and he's going to walk forward, and he's going to try to pressure his way into the most boring, unimpressive decision win you've ever seen. Now, Fluffy Hernandez, he's faster, he hits way harder, he's good takedowns, he's elite on the ground. I think the only person in the division who can beat Anthony Hernandez is Khamzat Chimaev, and I think he's the biggest challenge for Khamzat. I think Anthony Hernandez is going to go in there. I think he's going to grind it out. I think as long as he understands that Sean Pillow Hand Strickland cannot hurt him, cannot knock him out, and he doesn't just back up and let Sean pressure him and jab him into the fence, I think Fluffy's going to go in there. I think he's going to get a dominant decision win, probably 4 rounds to 1. I think he's going to make it look easy against Sean. I could even see a late submission. He has elite gas tank, elite ground game, good takedowns. I think he's one of the best fighters in the division, and one of my favorite fighters in the division, him and Duplessis. So I'm picking Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to win this fight. All right. And for my degenerates out there, here is the official UFC Fight Night Houston parlay. I have 2 parlays here. I got the more risky one. I got the less risky one. Starting off with the fun one, we have Costa money line, Costa most significant strikes, Hernandez money line, the Lige money line, the Lige most significant strikes. I think that should be a decent plus. It's 5 or 6 legs. I'm too lazy to count, but pretty high. And if you want a more safe parlay, we can go with Costa money line, Costa most significant strikes, and Hernandez money line. I don't see a world where that loses. Probably not the highest payout, but if you're going to bet your money, it's a safer bet. But that is all, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of UFC Fight Night Houston card. Let me know who you think's winning the main event. Let me know what you think of my picks. Let me know what you think of the parlay. I'll leave all that down below in the comments. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a good one. Peace.
Got a private jet, but I stay up in the shadows. Late night in the city, yeah, I'm winning all the battles. I'm a billionaire, boy, go check the tag bucket. Black on black suit, yeah, custom made jacket.